Bubsy is the game series that everyone loves to hate on. Every single Bubsy game ever released has seen with very bad reception, and the new Bubsy game, Paws on Fire, is set to release around April of this year. But this video isn't going to be focusing on the new Bubsy game. Today we're going to take a look at the very first Bubsy game, Claws Encounters of the Third Kind. Bubsy was created when the Sonic the Hedgehog fad was at its peak. At this time, many different 2D side-scrolling characters were created, all of them having various levels of inspiration taken from Sonic. However, unlike a lot of these characters, Bubsy has still managed to survive to this day, mostly because of the memes about him making him more popular than ever. Bubsy has always been somewhat of a mix between Sonic and Mario, having gameplay similar to Mario but a design similar to Sonic, and boy does Bubsy's attitude show in this game. No matter what Bubsy game you play, the cat never shuts up. It's not as bad as in the new games, because at least there you have a feature to turn off all of his chatter. But for the games without this feature, it can get pretty annoying at times. Especially considering you will be dying a lot in this game. Literally almost everything in this game can kill you. If you even slightly touch an enemy, you will be instantly killed. Heck, half the game you can't even tell what an enemy is and what isn't. Water is also a one-hit kill, and this game also has fall damage. Needless to say, you will be dying a lot in this game. However, I'd argue that this is a good thing. So many people recently have been playing rage games where the only point in the game is to make you absolutely go nuts once you screw up and lose all of your progress. However, a lot of people love this style of game, and Bubsy should be no different. Instead of being treated as an overly challenging 2D side-scroller, it should just be treated as just another rage-inducing game. Because, well, we all know absolute mad lads can make it through this game without having to replay a level at least 10 times. Which is another thing I'd like to talk about. I don't want to seem like I'm nagging too much on this masterpiece of a game, but this game would have been much better if instead of having a password system, it just gave you the option to save the game after every level. However, this was the 90s and save states in video games were a very rare thing. Heck, even Sonic games didn't even get a save feature until Sonic 3. Another thing I'd like to touch on is Bubsy's attitude. Obviously, they were trying to give Bubsy a similar attitude to Sonic, and I think it somewhat worked. I know a lot of people really think he sounds annoying, but I think the problem is that people die so much in this game that it starts to get extremely tiring to hear Bubsy say the same thing over and over again. But excluding that annoying fact, the developers of this game did a good job of making Bubsy very cartoony. This bobcat can do all sorts of different things, which is something even Sonic and Mario couldn't do at the time. Bubsy Claws Encounters of the Third Kind is a good game when you come into it with the right mindset. The game just came too soon for its time. Rage games weren't nearly as popular then as they were now. And with the addition of save states not being very common at the time of its release, the game really suffered because of it. Even looking at reviews of the most recent Bubsy game, they are all much better than previous Bubsy games. I mean, the game is still terrible, but it had a much better chance to succeed now because it was released in the right time. You know, I was originally planning on making this an April Fool's video, but I don't think I can even upload it as an April Fool's video anymore, because the things I brought up were legitimate reasons and not really jokes. Don't get me wrong, this isn't a good game by any means, I just think it might get a bit too much hate than it deserves. Well anyways, that's all for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.